What is up, my YouTube friends? Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, welcome back. If you are not new, it's great to have you with me again today. We're going to be talking a little bit about the awful job market that is 2026 job market. It's just horrible. It's so hard for people to find jobs, especially, if you have certain degrees. Like I was dumb. I got a psychology degree, a bachelor's in psychology. I'm not going to find a job with that. So it's sitting in my kitchen. I can't do anything with it, but this is a very common experience nowadays. So I found this Reddit post here. Let me get it up on screen. This one is called Job Search Has Genuinely Made Me Have Zero Will to Live. How is it that my dad has only an associate's? My mom dropped out of college, and yet they've both had six-figure jobs, and I get my applications rejected for any job over 30K annually with an associate's in business administration. I feel like there's no hope. 30K in the US is pennies. That doesn't even count the fact that it would probably drop to around 25K after taxes. True statement. I can't move out with that. Even if I rent, I can't do anything with that. I genuinely feel like there's no hope in life right now. My whole family thinks I'm a bum and they think so little of me, but they don't understand that I want a job way more than they want me to have one. That's so true. When you don't have a job or you're in between jobs or you work a job that people consider, like beneath them, like I clean houses. People kind of look at you funny when you're do like janitorial stuff. They think you're just kind of lazy, whatever. It's just so stupid. Like we're all trying to work. Even if I'm not working, I'm trying to find a job. Doesn't mean I'm a bum. Doesn't mean I'm lazy. It's just we're in a crappy job market. It's just so unfair. My fiance doesn't understand how much pain this process is putting me in because he picked an actually decent major and has multiple connections in his field already before he's even graduated. I'm so frustrated because I don't see a way forward. Borderline 60% of the jobs on Google are fake and just exist to sell your info. That's true. And it's crazy. It's so evil to prey on people who are desperate to just make a living. I can't stop thinking about things I should have or could have done differently. I blame my dad a lot for where I'm at because he really did make my college life so hard. But I also blame myself for not trying hard enough in school, not trying to find a better part time job while I was in school, not picking a better major. Had I changed what I would have done, maybe I'd be employed full time by now. Even my current organization that I work for won't hire me full time because I don't have a bachelor's or experience. I am just so tired. I'm a fast learner. I'm excellent in customer service. I'm very attentive and detail oriented, and I prioritize a good relationship with coworkers and supervisors. These are all traits that are supposed to be desirable. But despite the fact that I present myself extremely professionally in interviews in attire, attitude, and ability to answer questions, none of that matters because I don't have a bachelor's degree and 3+ years of experience. When I do get interviews, it's almost like they knew they weren't going to hire me from the start, but just interviewed me anyways for the hell of it. Let's read some comments here. I feel the same way. I graduated 6 months ago with a master's degree and have sent over 600 applications. Wow, that's a lot of applications. Nothing has worked. I truly feel at a loss at this point, and every day I continue to send applications, I just feel a crushing depression as it feels impossible. This person says, the worst part is that I'm genuinely considering joining the military just so I can have some job assistance. It would be quicker for me to go through 3-month boot camp than it would be to find a decent job. This person says, it is degrading, it's humiliating, and really it's been happening for almost 15 years now, and it's ruining the fabric of society. I do feel like it's been happening for a long time, but I it's gotten way worse with technology and with AI. You can totally tell. It's just there's so many jobs that are just being replaced with AI. For example, I have a small business and I try to call the IRS to get in touch with somebody about they messed up on my taxes last year. And they still haven't gotten back to me, by the way. I'm fully convinced that the IRS has no human beings working there anymore and it's all automated because when I tried to call them, there's no human beings that I can get in touch with. I cannot get past the AI robot for some reason. They don't let you send emails. So I was left to send all this stuff in the mail to them, which I did do. Still haven't heard anything from anybody. And it's so frustrating. And it's like this with everything. If I have to call customer service for anything now, I'm either talking to an AI robot or I'm talking to someone in a foreign country who's getting like $3 an hour. And it's just all around dystopian and it's so frustrating. And I personally, it makes me want to give up. I'll just hang up the phone. I just give up on what I'm even trying to do because I can't do it. I just cannot. This person says, it's because your mom and dad started out in a completely different job market before the AI revolution and the drop in value of a college degree. Also, an associate's degree in business is probably not going to be much for you at all. Even a bachelor's degree is almost worthless now, if you have no professional experience to stack it with, depending on the field. Yeah, this is true. I, unfortunately, was kind of dumb and I got a psychology degree. It's a bachelor's degree and I can't do anything with it. I mean, genuinely. They want you to have all these unpaid internships and they want you to do all this extra stuff and really prove yourself. And, while that's all okay, I get it. But why does everything have to be so intense just to make a living? I guess is my point. Um, Let me continue reading this comment. I'm really sorry about your struggle with the job search, but just know that you're not alone, and this is probably the worst job market for new graduates in history. You just have to find a way to get your foot in the door, whether it's an unpaid internship or a job that you might think is a little beneath you. Any relevant experience you can add to your resume is a win. Do your best not to give up despite all odds against you in this tough job market. Try to make some connections, use LinkedIn, and ask for a referral when appropriate. Oh, man. This person said it's a totally different environment and economy than our parents dealt with. A college degree was low in supply, so it was valued much more than it is now. I'm sorry to say this, but everyone and their mother has a bachelor's. Well, except you, I guess. LOL. Sorry, but an associate's degree just isn't going to cut it, TBH. But none of this should be an indictment on you or your value. Keep your head up, stay positive. I don't know how you can stay positive with that, but yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of us were told, go to school, get your bachelor's degree. You're going to get a great job afterwards, myself included. I've seen this with so many people. We were just sold this lie. And so many of us are now in debt. So we have all this debt to pay off. We have this stupid degree hanging in our kitchen that we can't do anything with. And it just makes you want to give up. It really does. It makes you just want to just bash your head through a wall. Like, what are we doing here? Why is this so hard to make a living? And why does everything have to be so competitive? I just feel like things did not used to be this way. I feel like jobs used to be a lot simpler to come by. You could go, I don't know. There were millions of things that you could do that didn't require you to be so competitive. And now everything is competitive and it feels impossible to find anything. Um this person said, it took me a long time to find a job after college. I have a bachelor's and I became very depressed during that time. It sucks. I eventually worked with a recruiting agency that was able to place me somewhere. This was like 10 years ago, but worth a shot if you haven't tried it. Yeah, that is a good idea. I've actually never even done that. I never even thought to work with a recruiting agency. I don't know if like you have to pay for that or how that works, but that might be helpful for some people if you're having a hard time. This person said, I typed in want to end my life because I can't find a job and found so many of these. And it's so sad that one that was posted less than a day ago. Sorry, their sentence is a little weird. In a similar boat, but literally don't have a job and can't find one, whilst my husband, who's not on much money to help both of us, is struggling to keep me afloat. I feel like a burden. North Carolina, I think is what NC stands for, with family, and my in-laws are selfish and think these problems aren't real. I just want to be in a freak accident so I can leave all this behind. It doesn't seem worth it. I'm only 29. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Yeah, it is really frustrating when people around you are just like, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Go out and talk to people and get jobs, just go do it. I did it. You can do it. And it's just really discouraging because I feel like a lot of people, if you have a good job and you've had one for 20 years and you're going to get this great pension and retirement and all this stuff, you have no idea how hard it is for the people that are starting out right now. It's truly so sad. Let me try to find some more interesting comments. This one looks interesting. You are not alone. Sorry I might rant. It is how I try to show you are not alone. My dad dropped out of college, ended up starting his construction company after working in a restaurant for 10 years, as well as opening 2 restaurants. My mom, I don't know the order of her story. All I know is she went to film school. Me graduated with a degree in graphic design and graduated sadly right when AI took over graphic design. I have a part-time job at a golf store, and the more I try to find a graphic design job, the more info I'm giving out. Yeah, the more job applications you put out, the more you're giving your information to people who are just purchasing it so they can harass you all day, which is a whole other problem that people have to deal with. And again, should not be happening. Totally dystopian, should not be happening. Robots, we should not have to compete with robots for jobs. That's crazy. Sorry, let me continue. I don't like it when my mother says it is okay if I don't end up using my degree. I am autistic with ADHD, and I basically crawled my way through that degree because she suggested it. I gained weight and had so many mental breakdowns, moments with alcohol, lost friendships, and eventually got better so I could be happy for myself. I blame my mother and myself similar to you. I had switched majors twice and sometimes missed classes because of burnout. We are still kids in college. Yes, legally we are adults, but we shouldn't be expected to make those insane forever choices. Every time I look at my grad cap that I decorated, instead of laughing at the joke, I feel that impending doom feeling. I don't even display my degree. I told myself I wouldn't do that until I found a full-time job in my field. Girl, display that degree. Mine is hanging up in my kitchen. Even though I don't use it and I'm never going to use it, I still went through all that. I still put myself through college. Like, I still did it. So, you should just at least be proud that you completed it. But I do agree too there that you are so young when you're in college. You're 18. Most people are 18, 19, 20 years old. Your frontal cortex is not fully developed at that point. You can't make these lifelong decisions that young. I just refuse to believe that that makes any sense because you change so much over the years. I don't understand why they put so much pressure on people to make these big decisions when you're that young. I get out of school getting all the advice I can get. I actually did free work for some people at my school because I actually felt it was fair to gain experience over money. I'm a mess right now, spending a significant part of my Sunday in bed. I have so many skills, I do believe that. I've gone so far for a job by pretending I'm religious. I become an atheist, still kind of agnostic. Other religious people don't come after me. A lot of this has happened in my life. And unlike my sister, religion has never been able to make me feel better. I had to kind of fib a religious upbringing just to apply for this mega church graphic design role. That's crazy. I will note I was raised religious and did do the things I said. I've seen that too. A lot of people, like, you have to kind of fake it till you make it type of thing. And even that's crazy, even to go to a church. Um, to sum it up, we are in the worst economy, and if it weren't for my boyfriend who I met in college, I would have stayed ignorant in my well-off family. All I can really say is this subreddit has helped comfort me and reminds me I'm not the only one dealing with this crisis. As much as I have been way past hope at this point, I still do it. Take advice, but if that advice doesn't work, trash it. You will get so much conflicting advice from boomers like my grandma, who had no work experience, just a degree, and walked in and asked for an art teacher role. Obviously, you would probably get a school shut down if you did that now. All I can do is relate. I don't have any real advice, but just that you are not alone. That's so true. Like, anybody, if you're watching this, I'm super curious. If you guys are looking for a new job or you know somebody that's looking for a job, like, what's your experience been with it? I haven't personally like been in this job market in a little bit besides getting jobs for my business, which is like a different thing. I haven't had to deal with like the applications and all this crap in a little while. And I hope to the Lord I never have to do it again because this is just so stressful. They make it so stressful on people and they make you feel so degraded, like you just didn't try hard enough. It's just so sad. It's such a shame. Let me see where I'm at. We're about 13, 14 minutes into this. I'm probably going to end the video here, guys. But again, I'm super curious your comments, thoughts below. Let me know like what your experience has been with this. Do you have any advice for people? Please leave it in the comments down below. If you have been enjoying my channel or you like this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing, leave a like, share the video with your friends. Anything like that helps me out as I'm trying to grow over here. I'm still trying to get on a more consistent posting schedule, but your girl is busy and I'm tired and it's hard. I'm trying to teach myself to be more consistent. I've always really struggled with that. So for anybody that's still here watching and has bared with me through all of this, I very much appreciate it. And there will be more coming. Please stay tuned. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you and have a great rest of your night.